Hello everyone, welcome to special session on UPSC Prelims 2020 with Dr. Vivek Rana. Hope you have attempted your prelims paper best of your capabilities and are feeling content with your performance. In Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks had famously said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. In UPSC as well, due to unpredictable nature, you never know which section is going to dominate, which section is going to be a tricky one, which section is going to be easy nut. So in this lecture, I'll be decoding the sectional distribution of various sections and comparative analysis with the previous year questions. So let's decode UPSC Prelims 2020. So for a start, first thing first, which section has dominated UPSC Prelims 2020? So just like 2018 and 2019, it was economics which was ruling the roost. This year there is no exception once again. In 2018 there were 20 questions, in 2019 there were 22, and this year once again there are 20 questions. So you can say 1/5 paper is once again from economy section. If you are good at this technical subject, then you would have definitely got an edge over your other aspirants. In case this technical subject is not cup of your tea, there is going to be a heartbreak in store for you. So I'm not going to discuss the exact questions. I'm just focusing on the sectional aspect only. And coming to the second section, it's the Indian polity and governance I have clubbed together. So this section is a section which gives a sign of relief to majority of aspirants, because all those aspirants who have conceptual clarity about this subject, they are definitely going to do well. In case they have an optional, they will definitely are going to be at much higher standing. Same applies to even PubMed optional student, because governance questions are also there. So this section was a dominant one. In last year too, there were 16 questions, which happened to be the second highest. This year too, there are 18 questions from Indian polity. So in case you have read the statement carefully and not made any silly mistakes, you are definitely going to get respectable marks from this section for sure. And coming to the third section, top third, you can say it used to be the environment and ecology section, which happens to be the subject which I taught with lot of passion. But somehow this year they have relegated it to a lower standing, and Indian history has made a comeback. Indian history was is a section in last year had just 9 questions from it when I talk to ancient, medieval, modern. This year there are 16 questions, and out of those 16, if we divide them, 9 are from modern history and 6 are from ancient and medieval. Ancient medieval is once again a tough nut to crack. In modern also there are few unattemptable questions, but more or less you could do justice to this section. So it's good to see the big three, you could say history, economy and polity being the major components of this paper, which is closely followed by geography as well. Geography is another subject which was being ignored in last 2 attempts, and it was not able to even touch the double digits of questions. But this year there are 15 questions from this section, which makes it a respectable section in prelims, because but somehow the word map questions are missing this time, because they used to be the standout questions in the entire UPSC paper, because that tested the innovative and your the clarity of the map work. But this year the agriculture part and the other physical geography aspects have been covered. So then comes the my section, the environment and ecology. There are nevertheless 14 questions, and more or less they are of moderate difficulty. Instead of the factual orientation, they have relied once again on the biodiversity to test your capabilities, and the questions are more or less on lines with the last 2 years. The Wildlife Protection Act, Talanoa Dialogue, and the National Park Biosphere Reserve, and the Species in Focus, they have tried to focus. So if you have experience of attempting environment ecology section, you could have done really well in fact in this section. Then coming to the next science and tech part, in last year it was among the top 4 sections to be asked. There were 13 questions in 2018-19. This year there are 10 questions, but nevertheless important ones, because this section is comparatively tough due to biotech questions being asked and also some information technology. But yes, there are robotics, artificial intelligence questions as well, and which deal more or less on the applicability part. So electronics section has once again come to the rescue of students if they have applied their common sense, the working of artificial intelligence, drones, and other technologies in use. They could have done justice to it. Nevertheless, it's a tough section if we say if you are from humanities or commerce, because biotech questions are likely going to be a tough nut to crack for majority of you. And then comes the lesser sections. There is the Indian culture part. Indian culture used to be the toughest section in any of the paper, even though questions are less. In last year there were 7 questions. This year there are just 3 questions. If you have been able to attempt a couple of them or at least one, you should consider yourself lucky, because these are some bonus marks, and a lot of students even tend to ignore the culture section due to vastness of the syllabus involved. But if you have done well, you should congratulate yourself. And then there is international relations section, which more or less is now a consistent part. In 2018-19 it started appearing. There were 3 to 4, 1 or 2 questions. This year also there are 3 questions, and more or less they are scoring. They have asked about composition of G20 and some conventions they have asked. So more or less you could have attempted if you are reading newspaper carefully. So it cannot be said a section. Lot of might say that it's a current affair part as well, but technically this year there is not can say there is no specific current affair questions which cannot be placed in any of the conventional modules. Yes, if you are reading current affairs, it will definitely help you identify important themes in science and tech. Even governance, there are some laws they have asked, but still there is no question which can be said that it's straight way out of the some factual report or some public sector's scheme which could have been just covered from the sole current affairs. So out of box current affairs have been missed once again this year. And finally the last section happens to be the general science section, which I once again invest some time on it. There is hopefully there is a easy question this time once again from biology. Almost they have repeated 2017-18 phase, in which only one question was asked from entire physics, chemistry, biology, which happened to be from the life sciences. So more or less UPSC being a pandemic year, they have stick to their guns and asked the conventional themes. So if you are a veteran and you have been appearing in this exam, if you have learned from your mistakes in last 2 years, definitely you would have performed better. In case you have just brushed aside the last 2 year papers and not learned your lessons, you are more or less likely to repeat those mistakes in this paper as well. So coming to the length as well as difficulty, this paper is comparable to 2018-19, and we all know the cutoff has been below 50% in those 2 papers. But this year the seats are comparatively less and students are comparatively better prepared. So it's too early to predict any cutoffs. I will not speculate. I will wait for few students to share their attempt and marks, and then we can say that arrive at possible cutoffs. But in case your intuition is saying that you have done well and this paper has gone as per your expectations, start with your mains preparation straight away. No need to waste your time. There is ample time to you to secure a rank this year. In case it has gone not as per your expectation and you feel that you have completely messed up this attempt, it's time to introspect, meet your mentors, discuss what should be your future strategy. And in case you are close to the cutoff and you feel that you might or might not make it, then also it's advisable to invest time in mains preparation, because this is the exam for which you have been preparing for and put a lot of your energy on. So in case you have any doubts or you feel like reaching, you can drop a message on Facebook, Instagram, or my email ID. I will be more than happy to help you in any sort of way. So wishing all of you best of luck and hope to meet you soon. So thank you very much once again, and we'll be back. I will be back soon with another analysis on environment or science and tech section.